Hello and welcome to the XYLOBAND mod. Okay, this isn't just a simple wiggling a paperclip around inside until it starts flashing. This is a mod where basically you can convert your XYLOBAND into a fully functional switch on and offable flashing unit. So there's it flashing and that's it off. So, how do you do this? Basically, take apart the back of your XYLOBAND, do a conventional screwdriver, remove most of the screws already so it's quicker. Basically you'll find the internal sides complicated. You're not going to do much with that unless you really know what it's about. Basically, take the whole thing out. It's a bit stuck. Right, let's find it out. So, here's your basic unit. You want to completely take that off. Take that from there and take that from there, because there's nothing you can do with that which will be able to make you be able to turn it on and off again. So you've got your LED strip. Now you only need one side of this, so you can cut these two wires here short. You won't be using those, and you have your positive and negative, which you can strip. To give you the bare wires there. So once you've got your bare wires, your LED, you've got your base in your case, so they'll go together to make your unit. You can start removing bits you don't need. So inside you see this curved battery holder, that can go. These 4 pins, they can go. It's quite literally snap them, melt them, just make sure they're not there anymore. They'll just get in your way. Just be a bit careful, otherwise you'll end up breaking things you don't want to break. So, after that, right, inside this working one I've already just made, as you can see, it's not very pretty, but it's functional, because there's not much space you can work with. You've got your battery pack here, which you salvage the batteries from the original XYLOBAND. You hold them in place using 2 contacts, one behind for the positive, one in front for the negative. Use a PCB mounting switch to adjust it for on and off, just to wire that up correctly and accordingly. You've got your capacitor and your 555 timer circuit, and this is what makes it flash. Adjust the values of the capacitor and the resistors, which I'll just show you are underneath. They'll give you the different speeds of flashing. So underneath here, we've got the 2 main resistors, 555 timer, and I'll quickly show you the circuit diagram for that. So the actual internal workings of this. Here's your circuit diagram. Simple. You've got your battery here, you've got your 555 timer in the middle of it, you've got your resistor components, capacitor components, LED strip from here, and switch here. So what you first do, this is just a quick thing, to pin 1, and between pin 2 and pin 1 you connect your capacitor. I used a 22 microfarad capacitor. Between pin 7 and pin 8 you connect a 5.6 kilo ohm resistor, and between pins 6 and pins 7 connect a 28 kilo ohm resistor. That combination will give you the time period that my original band gave. From there you connect pins 4 and pins 8 with just a plain piece of wire, nothing special about that, and connect pins 2 and pins 6 with just a plain piece of wire. Make sure they're soldered on properly and that none of the soldering in between the 5.555 timer is touching. You can see here it's just about avoiding that. You don't want any short circuits, otherwise this will just stay on permanently. So from there, connect your pin 1 lead to a piece of wire which go all the way down to the negative group with your 0 volt line, and from the positive take it all the way to pin 8, connect onto the resistor. So that will be one group of wiring. It's quite a large bit, so make sure that doesn't touch the other pins. Quite a large blob of solder I've got there. So pin 3 is connected directly to the positive of the LED strip and nowhere else, straight to there. Make sure the connections aren't touching. And the negative of the LED strip is connected via the switch to the negative 0 volt line. From there your entire connection is complete. Just neaten up, make sure it's compact, and take note of the way I have connected mine. 555 timer in the middle, the capacitor branching out to one side, the contacts for the battery, top and the bottom, over to a large gap because the batteries there are quite large, and the switch in a position which allows you to take use of the small hole which they give you there, which initially held the piece of paper which stopped the contact. So from there you're going to start putting it into the casing. Now this is the trickiest part I found, because the connection started failing as they started getting closer together and they started touching. So I found my band was either fully working or not working at all. So just to show you again, connect the negative part of the battery, the top, to the negative contact just underneath here, and positive the top, and they're on there. The band should light up and have the time period they did before. Turn it off there, take the batteries out. So the casing, as you can see, all the needless bits are removed in my one. Just remember to keep these pins here, these intact, because they hold your wristband in place, and it means that if you tug on your wristband, it's not going to snap any connections inside. So they're very important to keep them intact. So, positioning this, taking note to where the switch is, line up the wristband with the two anchor points, push down firmly so that the anchor points pierce through the webbing. Make sure you have some security on the switch side of things. because that's going to be holding it to the case. And when you want to move the switch, you don't want to move the whole electrics inside, because that can get really fiddly. Okay, if you want to use a bit of tactical blue tack to make sure you get no short circuits. The amazing insulating abilities of blue tack. So. To my advantage, I have this putty, which is just non-insulating, no, insulating, and very moldable, which helps a lot because you need pressure on the battery terminals. So if you just put that on there, you could use blue tack, it doesn't really matter as long as it doesn't conduct electricity, and will just fit nicely on there. Because what you're trying to do is you're trying to create a seal which will push the batteries together so that you don't have any problems with it short circuiting anyway. So anyway, pushing those together. Fun, takes a bit of persuading, but nothing too bad. Check that's working. It's perfect. Reinsert your screws. This is the point where things started going wrong on a few of my first attempts. As you push the unit together, contacts inside started touching, so you had a bit of a problem. Make sure it still works. And there you have it, your modded XYLOBAND, which you can save power by turning on and off whenever you feel like. This all look awesome in the dark. Thanks for watching.